Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Right now, I know this is not my usual background, but right now we're in a process of transitioning. So here we are. But I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day or night or evening, whenever you see this video. But let's just get into the word real quick. Whew. Okay, so I've been reading Matthew for a while, and right now I'm reading Matthew 14, and I'm reading the story when Jesus walks on water, right? So just to give you overview of it, if you haven't read it, I would suggest you read Matthew 14. Just read the whole book. But right now, Jesus just fed the 5,000, and so then he tells the disciples to go on ahead of him, and he's just going to take a moment. He's going to go, he's going to pray, he's going to just, be in solitude. Anyways, so they're on the boat, right? The disciples are on the boat. They're going to their next destination, and it's like the boat, it's got a lot going on. Like it's storming, not like storming, but it's really windy. So Jesus, he starts walking on the water. He's like, let me just make my way towards them, just chill. Jesus is a chill guy, right? So he's making his way over there, and they're like, oh my gosh, nah, it's a ghost coming towards the boat. Like they're scared, like the disciples are scared. They're like, what? Because it's also dark. So it's saying, so in the Bible it says, dang, where's that passage? It says, I think it says during the fourth watch. Yeah, now in the fourth watch of the night. So I'm assuming maybe this is like 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's dark. It's dark. And so then Jesus is like, be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid. He's like, stop crying. Like, it's okay. It's okay. You're fine. You're fine. So then Peter is like, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you and walk on the water. So Jesus is like, come on. He just literally says, come. So then Peter gets out. He starts walking on the water, right? He starts going to them. Then it gets a little windy, and he's like, oh, now I'm in the middle of the ocean. Now I'm really out here. Oh my gosh, now I'm out here. So then it says he's afraid, and he begins to sink, and he cries out, Lord, save me. So then Jesus, he stretches out his hand, and then he caught him, and he says, oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt me? Jesus is too kind. He's too kind. So then they started worshiping him, blah, blah, blah. So this is so crazy because something that happened to me maybe like a month or two ago when I had my, oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt me moment. And basically, y'all, so at the school that I worked at, we would have like parking. They have like street cleaning on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and so sometimes even if I come early, I'll end up being late because I have to park so far, and you can only park on one side of the road because if you don't, they could tow you or they'll give you a ticket, and I didn't need no tickets. So this particular day, I parked farther than I ever had to park, right? This, like, it was such an inconvenience to me, and I was like, I wasn't like upset. I was just like, okay, cool. I just have to park this far. It's fine, whatever. My car's safe. It's good, right? So I'm like trying to get out because I'm like trying to still make it on time, right? So I throw myself in my pocket, my keys, and I just throw my bags on. It's really cold. I think it had just snowed, and I'm like walking to school. I'm on my way to school. I get to my classroom. I clocked in. I think I was actually on time today, which was crazy. So I get to my building and I go to like put my stuff in my office, and I reach for my keys. My keys are not in my pocket. My keys are not in my pocket. They're not in my purse. They're not in my laptop bag. They're not in my lunch bag. I said, where are my keys? I am freaking out. So then I go downstairs. I'm looking for my boss. I'm like, hey, I can't find my keys. I need to go look for it. She's like, okay, cool. Boom. She's like, I'm gonna go watch your classroom. Go see if you can find your keys. Like, go trace your steps. See what happens. So I'm walking out the building. I'm freaking out. I'm like, Lord, please let my keys be there. Like, this is my house keys. This is my car keys. This, I think it even had one of my spare keys on this, had my office keys on it. I was like, now I'm locked out of everywhere. And sometimes I would put one of my spare keys under my like doormat, but I didn't even do that day. And I was like, yo. So I'm crying out to God, like, Jesus, please, like, if you could just please have my keys. Like, God, please have my keys. Please, 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 please. So then I get and I'm walking. I'm walking, and I don't see my keys anywhere. And I go back to my car and I'm like, did I leave it in my car? But I remember specifically because I remember getting on my car and I turned around and I remember going click. And then I was like, let me do it again. Click. Just because I know that part of the neighborhood. I don't know Newark like that. Anyway, so I put my keys in my pocket. I remember putting it in my pocket and I started walking. And so then I was like, cool, let me retrace my steps again. And so I'm doing it again. And I'm like, oh, I just started crying. I was like, God, please, like, I can't afford this right now. So then I call my mom. I'm like, hey, I know, like, I have my spare car keys. I know you have my spare car keys. Like, mind you, my mom lives in Maryland. I was in New Jersey. That's a 4-hour drive. I was like, and I didn't want to leave my car there because listen, it was a lot going on. Anyways, back to the story. She's like, I can bring them up, but just look around some more. I'm like, okay, okay, cool. It's fine. No pressure. I'm going through school. I'm still a little bit anxious. Like, I'm just a little bit like not really there because like I don't have my keys. I just feel like, like, it has like my the car I have on there. I'm just like, dang, they can have my address, like they could do anything. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm just praying to God. I'm like, God, please, if you could just please give me my keys back. Like, if you could just please, like. So there was a part of me that felt like God was gonna give me my keys. I don't know why. I just felt like he was gonna give me my keys. But then there was a bigger part of me that was so scared, so in fear that maybe my keys had got swiped up by a big old klepto, or that it fell down a drain, or that I just was never going to see my keys again, or somebody picked up my keys and is just walking around New Jersey with it, saying that they going to try and take them to the police station and they forget, and they got 5 kids and they forget about me or my keys. Anyways, to continue the story, right? I go through the school day. I think I had went out during my lunch break to see if my keys were there, or like if anybody had turned, like, I don't know, had dropped them on my car or something. So I go out, check my car. I just looking again. They're not there. Anyway, so I'm just like, just in a state of just like kind of panic, but I'm just like, okay, cool. This is my reality. My mom is coming up. She's going to help me get my, she's going to help me just unlock my car. I'm just going to have my car. I'm just going to go home, and I'm trying to, oh, this was the biggest thing. I'm texting my super. I'm like, hey, I lost my keys today. Can you please print me out a key to my bottom lock so I can get in my apartment? Bro did not answer. I'm like freaking out, panicking. I'm texting this man. I'm like, please. Like, I start calling. No, it's not even going through. I'm like, is this man having a day off? Anyways, so even though they brought me my keys, I had no way of getting into my apartment because I didn't have a spare key in my car, just in my apartment. So I'm like, cool. Anyways, so my mom and them, they come up. When I say I'm walking to my car, I'm feeling defeated. I was there an extra hour later. I'm just chilling just chilling, like, just tired, just over the day, just over it, feeling defeated. Excuse me. I'm walking to my car. Like I said, my car is parked pretty far. Oh no, they picked me up from the school. We drove to my car together. And when I say God is so good, my keys no, somebody left a note on my windshield saying, "Hey, I found your keys. They're at the fire department right around the corner." So then I feel bad because I was like, I asked God to make sure that I had my keys. I'm crying. Like when I say like I'm not like, oh, I'm like crying. No, I was crying, walking up and down that street looking like a crazy person, praying to God that He delivered me my keys. Me of little faith. I had this much faith that He was going to deliver my keys, but I had this much fear that He wasn't going to do it when I should have just trusted Him in the first place. I went to the fire station. The fire person is like, "Hey, you lost your keys today, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Hands me the keys." And I was like, "Thank you." Like, wow, I was really freaking out about this. He was like, "Work. Like, I think you dropped them this morning and someone dropped them off to us." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." So then I go back to my car, and my mom my mom and my sister still came up to give me my key. And so then I'm like, I wasted these people's time and their gas to come up to help me get my car key. But I had already asked God to give me my key. I know God was sitting in heaven like, and that's why you look goofy. That's why you look goofy. So, all of this to say, when you ask God for something and you have this much faith about it, but this much fear about it, you need to re-question your reality about how much you love Him. Not how much you love Him, but how much trust you want to put into Him and how much you think He's actually going to deliver it. Because Peter, at first, he trusted Him. I trusted God. I was like, "God, like, please, if you just give me my keys, God, please." And as it went throughout the day, and I had told you guys, I had went back to check my car. So that means that they didn't get a chance to put the note on my car yet. So I was in a state, I was like, as soon as I went to my car and nothing had happened, my fear increased. So I'm got my head under the water. I'm Peter right now. I'm shaking in my boots on the water. I thought I could walk in the water. No, I'm shaking. I'm drowning. I'm like, God, I'm going throughout my day just dead in the face, just feeling defeated. And then when my mom gets there and I see the note on my car, and I'm like, wow, God really did come through for me. And my goofy butt didn't even trust Him. Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt? I should have never doubted Him. As soon as I sent out my prayer and cried about it and had my moment, I should have just went through my day with joy. But instead, I let fear consume me, and I just kind of sat in my fear and my doubt and just let that happen. And of course, I had to go listen that night. I'm sure I was listening in my prayer closet, trying to ask God. I was like, God, please forgive me, because that was really weak of me. That was so weak of me. That was so weak of my faith. And now, when I ask God for something, although it may not happen that day or the time or the hour, like I felt like my faith was so weak because I wanted God to just have a random person come up to me in that moment that I was crying on the street and be like, "Hey, I have your keys." But God doesn't work like that. He does not work like that. Sometimes you have to have patience. And this is with our dreams, with our careers, with just random things that we want, or even sometimes things that we need. I needed my keys because I wasn't going to be able to get into my house or my car. And I had to wait. But that doesn't mean that he wasn't working. God is always working and moving. And the more that we trust him and the less doubt, listen, that's why God is like, please cast your fears upon me. And that's why my relationship with God is just growing and growing and growing. Because instead of because in that moment I was looking at God like a genie. God is not a genie. He's not a genie. He's not, going to make it poof out of thin air. Sometimes we have to wait for it. Sometimes we have to work for it. Sometimes, if you have that favor, he's just going to give it to you. But that doesn't mean that you didn't have to work or you have to put in the effort. Sometimes it comes with us giving things up or releasing things back. So, all that to say, don't be like Peter when he was trying to walk on water, trying to meet Jesus, being of little faith, living in doubt, when we can put your full trust in God and know that it will happen. It'll happen. You can walk on that water. God is coming to meet you. Just don't look away. Don't be getting distracted. Don't let the little bumps in the road, a little turbulence, or that plane shake you up, because you are fine. I love you. Have a beautiful night. Thank you for coming to Bible study with me. And yeah, bye. Oh, like and subscribe if you feel led. Bye.